Hello, all. I would like to welcome everybody. It's Paul from Nature Out Loud, and this is our second round of Boogie in the Backyard. This theme today is frogs and friends. It's a fitting one because we just had a bunch of rain and there's all kinds of frogs out there. So I'm going to start us with a quick little froggy song that we'll go through in more depth later, but just to hear some music, here is the biggest froggy song that Nature Out Loud has. It's called Froggy Hop. All right, so here it is, and if you'd like, you can hop during this song. Well, frogs eat flies, do you get it? Get it? Then they make a noise like ribbit, ribbit. They breathe through the skin, can you dig it? Dig it? Help Froggy out, yeah, you know what I mean. Froggy needs the water so fresh and clean. And then here's where you can hop. Do the froggy hop one time, hop. Do the froggy hop two times, hop, hop. Do the froggy hop three times, hop, hop, hop. Do the froggy hop four times, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do that song a little more later, but I wanted to begin by thinking a little bit today about where frogs live, why they live there, and also what makes frogs so special. So what makes frogs and all the other amphibians unique, and what makes them similar to other animals. I also want to say that I am very excited today. While I don't have the rest of the band with me, I do have my wonderful wife Rachel, who's going to help out with a little interview later with one of my dear friends. He'll be on the screen in a little bit. But I mentioned that I wanted to think about where frogs live. So the idea of where animals live has to do with the word ecosystem. So I'm going to try some new tech out today, and that's a song for later. That's a brand new song. But we're going to do a song called Ecosystem. And this is a repeat after me song, so throughout the song, you can just repeat the words with me, so it'll get progressively faster as it goes. So we'll think about an ecosystem and think about the ecosystem where frogs and other amphibians might live. So here it is, ecosystem. Ecosystem, and then you can repeat. Ecosystem, a physical place where a biotic, things interact. The words to this song were taught to me by a dear friend of mine who works at Los Angeles County Outdoor School, and I just got word from Facebook today that Los Angeles County Outdoor School is celebrating their 50th anniversary. So this song is, or 60th, sorry, Rachel just corrected me. So that's very exciting and very fitting. Okay, so this song gets a whole lot faster. If you want to keep repeating with me, you can. So it's like this. Ecosystem, a physical place. Ecosystem, a physical place where a biotic, ambiotic things interact. Ambiotic things interact. Ecosystem. So abiotic are things that were never alive, and biotic things that were or are alive. All right, a little bit faster. Here we go. Ecosystem, a physical place where. Ecosystem, a physical place where. Abiotic, ambiotic things interact. Abiotic, ambiotic things interact. Let's try that speed one more time if you like. You can try that. It's a little faster. Ecosystem, a physical place where. Ecosystem, a physical place where. Abiotic, ambiotic things interact. Abiotic, ambiotic things interact. Okay, now we're going to get real fast, and I challenge you, I can't go any faster than the next one. I challenge you and your family to try to go faster than what I'm about to do. Ecosystem, a physical place where abiotic and biotic things interact. Ecosystem, a physical place where abiotic and biotic things interact. Ecosystem, a physical place where abiotic and biotic things interact. Ecosystem, a physical place where abiotic and biotic things interact. So we'll think today a little bit about the ecosystems, the physical place where frogs live and why they can live there. So on that note, I think I am gonna need to do a little guitar tuning right now, and I will be back in a little bit, but Rachel's gonna help us right now to think a little bit about our next song, which is one called Tupelo, and where and why amphibians live where they do. So see you in a bit.
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel, and I'm gonna ask you a question just to start off. So last week we talked about reptiles, or Paul did, and this week we're talking about amphibians. So if you can think about some of the similarities between amphibians and reptiles. And if you've got someone with you, friends or family, you can talk to them about it, or if you want to write some of the similarities you can think of in the chat box, that is awesome too. So let's think for a second about what is one similarity between an amphibian and a reptile. Oh, hello, Timothy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm really excited that it's sunny today finally.
Yeah, me too. It's so nice and warm.
Yeah, and it's gonna get warmer. So, were you raising your hand? Do you want to tell us a similarity between an amphibian and a reptile?
Oh, yeah, sure. I could do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I know that I have a backbone, and amphibians, I think, have a backbone too.
You are right. Both reptiles and amphibians have a backbone. They're both vertebrates. So just like us, they have a backbone. So if you feel kind of in the back of your neck there, you can feel some of your vertebrates. Can you think of any other similarities they might have?
Well, it's very warm now, which is nice for me, and I know that my friend the frog, he likes to warm up in the sun, so I think we're both cold-blooded.
Yeah, you're right. You are both what they call cold-blooded, which means sometimes it's a little challenging for you in the winter, and you have to find different strategies to stay warm. Yeah, one thing you guys definitely have in common. Let's see, can you think of anything else?
Well, I do have a friend, Frederick. He's my frog friend, and we both live in the swampy forest. So I guess reptiles and amphibians live in the same place.
You know, Timothy, you are right. There are a lot of places. For instance, I was in Nags Head Woods recently, and I saw frogs and salamanders, and I saw snakes. So reptiles and amphibians that were both living in the swamp. So sometimes they do live in the same place. But there's some places that amphibians have a harder time living. Can you think about a place where it might be a little bit harder for amphibians to live versus reptiles?
Oh, I know a sea turtle that came into the sound once.
Uh-huh.
And he said he can't live in the swamp.
You're right. The ocean is a place that you might not find amphibians as much, and another place that you might not find as many amphibians is the desert. And that is because of some of the differences between reptiles and amphibians. That we'll have to talk about that in just a minute, though, because Paul, I think, is finished tuning his guitar. Or either that's our neighbor power washing. It's hard to say. So I think it's time for our next song. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna just listen.
Okay, that's fine.
Bye. See y'all.
We'll see you in a minute, Timothy.
Oh, let's go this way. Bye.
Okay, so I think, Paul, are you ready? I'm going to get up and give him his seat back, and I'll see you guys later.
Okay, so good to be back. Man, tuning those instruments can be quite a task, but I think we're ready. So this next song is it's a song about one of my favorite places. It can be a tricky place to go this time of year because the mosquitoes can get kind of bad out there, but this is a song about the swamp and all of the cool creatures that live there. And I love going, Rachel mentioned Nag's Head Woods. I love going into these swampy places, especially in spring and winter, and just exploring and being in the quiet. So this one is called Tupelo, and a Tupelo is a type of tree, and the lyrics are there, and if you'd like, you can walk through the swamp looking for a Tupelo. These are kind of the dance moves. You can look up high and then look down low. Is it real wide? That's a Tupelo. So here we go with the Tupelo. I was walking through the swamp looking for a Tupelo, 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 where did you go? Look at the trunk, then look down low. Is it real wide? That's a Tupelo. I was walking through the swamp looking for a Tupelo, 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 where did you go? Look at the trunk, then look down low. Is it real wide? That's a Tupelo. Here's some of the cool critters you could see in the swamp. Went walking through the swamp just to see what I could see. What is that I hear? A prothonotary. That's a little warbler, a fine yellow bird with the sweetest song that you have ever heard. I was walking through the swamp looking for a Tupelo, Tupelo, Tupelo. Where did you go? Looking at the trunk, man, look down low. Is it real wide? That's a Tupelo. Alright, well here's one of Timothy's friends, the spotted turtle. When walking through the swamp there, what did I see? A little spotted turtle right there in front of me. Little yellow spots on an all black shell. Is it duckweed or a turtle? Man, it's hard to tell. I was walking through the swamp looking for a Tupelo, Tupelo, Tupelo. Where did you go? Look at the trunk, then look down low. Is it real wide? That's a Tupelo. Okay, so this next verse is brand new. I wrote it for the Boogie in the Backyard, and it's about a frog. Well, actually, it's about a toad. And it is a toad called the narrow-mouthed toad. And it makes a crazy noise. I'll tell you about it now. Walking through the swamp there, what did I hear? A chorus of toads singing in my ear. I hear that call, sounds just like a goat, but that's the sound of a narrow-mouthed toad. They sound like this. Narrow-mouthed toad. Last time, I was walking through the swamp looking for a Tupelo, Tupelo, Tupelo. Where did you go? Look at the trunk, then look down low. Is it real wide? There's a Tupelo. Alright, so the swamp is an amazing place to hang out. And now, I think what I'm going to do is sing a tune for you about frogs. That's what it's all about today. And other amphibians. This song is called The Froggy Hop. I sang a little snippet of it at the beginning of this video. And in the song, I say the word, you can do the froggy hop one time, hop. And if you like, you could hop when I say the word hop. Or if you're just kind of hanging out, now it is Boogie in the Backyard, and I would encourage you to go outside. It's such a beautiful day. Maybe bring your smartphone for just a little while and listen to the music. But if you're outside and you want to do some hopping, or if you just want to sit down, you can also clap whenever I say the word hop. So do the froggy hop one time, hop. Do the froggy hop two times, like that. So here it is, the froggy hop. Well, frogs eat flies, do you get it? Get it? Then they make a noise like ribbit, ribbit. Breathe through the skin, can you dig it? Dig it? Help Froggy out, yeah, you know what I mean. Froggy needs the water so fresh and clean. Do the froggy hop one time, hop. Do the froggy hop 2 times, hop, hop. Do the froggy hop 3 times, hop, hop, hop. Do the froggy hop 4 times, hop, 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 hop. Tree frog, pads on his feet, that's how he's gonna stick to the tree. Could be brown, green or gray, camouflage to keep the predators away. Then they make a noise like this. And if you like, you could make this noise right now. So a gray tree frog sounds like this. Okay, you try. And then a green tree frog sounds like this, kind of like a duck. And I heard a whole bunch of those just recently after this wonderful rain. Like that. All right, get ready to hop if you like. Well, frogs eat flies, do you get it? Get it? Then they make a noise like ribbit, ribbit. Breathe through the skin, can you dig it? Dig it? Help Froggy out, yeah, you know what I mean. Froggy needs the water so fresh and clean. Do the froggy hop 1 time, hop. Do the froggy hop 2 times, hop, hop. Do the froggy hop 3 times, hop, hop, hop. Do the froggy hop 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, people, there's a spring peeper, an X on its back. If you're a peeper seeker on warm nights and cloudy days, you could hear a peeper peep peeping away. Then they make a noise like this. Beep, beep, beep. Spring peeper. Beep, beep, beep. Well, frogs eat flies, do you get it? Get it? Then they make a noise like ribbit, ribbit. Breathe through the skin, can you dig it? Dig it? Help Froggy out, yeah, you know what I mean. Froggy needs the water so fresh and clean. Do the froggy hop 1 time, hop. Do the froggy hop 2 times, hop, hop. Do the froggy hop 3 times, hop, hop, hop. Do the froggy hop more times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one. Biggest frog by far is the big old bullfrog. Bullfrog native to the south, catches anything that'll fit in his mouth. Then he make a noise like. So that's that bullfrog making that noise. It's a fun one. All right, so I'm gonna do a little tuning again. I also wanted to give a quick shout out though to the rest of my bandmates. I have missed playing with them so much, and it's just been so hard not being with them during this time, but I did want to give a quick shout out. So I'm trying to put them on the screen, and right now it's just Maddie, it looks like. But let's see if we can get anybody else up there. So the person on the left there is Maddie, and she was a wonderful addition to our band. She's moved on to another place, but if you listen to our album, you might hear some really cool steel drum, and she did that. The next person who is in the air, very fitting for our Froggy Hop song, that is Rick Eller, and he's our percussionist, but he's also the producer. So all of the music was recorded. He kind of was our producer for the album and just did some amazing stuff. And he's also a big creative force. We have Andrew Darling, who adds some sweet bass tones to our music, and then Brian Postel. And Brian and Rick and I, we got together early on when it was an aquarium thing early on, and we were kind of the first to decide to do this together, and then we brought on some other folks. So I just wanted to give them a shout out. You can also head over to our Facebook, give us a like, but I hope to be playing with all these wonderful people again soon. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick little breather, and Rachel's going to come back on and give some more thoughts about similarities and differences between frogs and reptiles. See y'all in a minute.
Okay. Should I make this go away? So, I'm glad to be back and helping out Paul today. So we talked about already the differences between reptiles and amphibians, because those are two groups of animals that people can get mixed up pretty easily. I mean, they're both green and, you know, they sometimes live in swampy areas. So what are some things that make them different? How can we tell them apart? I wonder if, you know, if Timothy is going to be up for coming back out. Timothy? Oh, hi, Timothy.
Hey,
Welcome
hey,
back.
Rachel. Hi. Hello, everybody. Hi.
So have you had some time to think about what some of the differences are between you, a reptile, and amphibians like your friend Frederick Frog?
Well, I was actually dancing.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can think about it now.
Oh, okay. So,
Hmm.
some differences. Well, I know that my skin is funny. It's almost fuzzy, but usually turtles and reptiles have scaly skin, and my friend the frog has very slimy skin.
It's true. They, frogs and other amphibians, their skin is kind of sometimes almost wet and sometimes kind of slimy, but definitely not scaly like a reptile, like a snake or an alligator. And that is one reason you don't really find amphibians in really hot, dry, desert-like places, but more in swampy areas.
Yeah.
They need that moisture.
Okay, so then another thing, I had a little brother once that my mom had a few years after me,
Uh-huh.
and the egg that he came out of was very white and leathery, and he was like a little tiny version of me. And Frederick told me that when he was little he looked like a fish, which I found very confusing.
Well, you know, you brought up a lot of good points. One is that eggs of reptiles, sometimes they look like little white ping pong balls or tiny chicken eggs, except they're not like the way an egg is that you crack it. They're kind of rubbery and leathery, whereas, and you can actually, for some reptiles, lay them just out in the open or bury them in the sand, whereas if you're an amphibian, you're most likely laying eggs in the water. So some of you out there may have actually found frog eggs. That's the egg that I find the most often. Even if sometimes you leave a tub out and it fills with rainwater, you might end up with some frog eggs in there. And they're real like slimy and gelatinous and kind of have a funny texture. So very different. And when the little baby frogs hatch out, they do look kind of like fish. They're actually tadpoles. And the reason that they look so different from the way Frederick looks now is that they go through metamorphosis. So that means
Whoa,
they...
Wait. I usually only, well, I don't know any words that have that many syllables.
Okay, so metamorphosis.
Hold on, let me, can you say it again?
Okay, try that part. Morph.
Morph.
That means to change. Osis.
Oh, say it again.
Metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis.
Good job.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
unlike you, when you were born, you were just an even cuter and tinier version of yourself. But for frogs and other amphibians, almost all of them start out looking very different. Some of them, they won't have feet most of the time. They'll have a little tail. And then they'll go through metamorphosis and lose their sort of baby or juvenile characteristics, and they'll be adults.
Okay, well, excuse me.
Mhm.
Well, I get a little bit nervous on camera, and
I understand. It's
I
totally
might-
understandable.
I might like to. Would it be okay if I left now?
Okay. Do you think you'll do some more dancing?
I would like to dance, but maybe
Off screen?
Off screen.
Okay, I
Yeah.
understand that.
Okay. Well, Rachel. It was so good to talk to you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming and
Yeah.
helping out.
Thank you for talking to me.
Well, and say goodbye to all our friends.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Okay. So let's see if we can get Paul You know, those musicians with their tuning, never quite in tune. But sounds like he's almost ready to come back. Paul, are you almost ready?
Yeah, I think so. It's almost ready, and we are tuned up, and we are ready to go. Okay, so I think in honor of little animals and little people everywhere, I am going to use a little tiny instrument right now. And that tiny instrument has a dolphin on it. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Okay, so this song is called Metamorphosis. What is metamorphosis? And Rachel was just helping us, and Timothy was just helping us with that. So this is it. So this is the song, What is Metamorphosis? Now, as a science educator, a lot of times we don't use the word starfish or jellyfish. But as an artist, musician, starfish and jellyfish rhyme much better with metamorphosis than sea star or jelly. But as we know, they're not fish. So here it is. What is metamorphosis? What is metamorphosis? It's a change from that to this. Who does metamorphosis? Butterfly, starfish, frog and jellyfish, all do metamorphosis, all do metamorphosis, all do metamorphosis, all do metamorphosis. Butterfly, flying high, lays eggs on a leaf. Caterpillar hatches out, then eats and eats and eats, eats and eats and eats and eats. So butterflies do metamorphosis. We probably knew that. What is metamorphosis? It's a change from that to this. Who does metamorphosis? Butterfly, starfish, frog and jellyfish, all do metamorphosis, all do metamorphosis, all do metamorphosis, all do metamorphosis. Mama frog lays eggs, and they're clear and squishy. Then they come out as tadpoles. They look like a little fishy. Pollywogs grow legs, turn into froglets. Then the frog, we say, has done metamorphosis. What is metamorphosis? It's a change from that to this. Who does metamorphosis? Butterfly, starfish, frog and jellyfish, all do metamorphosis, all do metamorphosis, all do metamorphosis, all do metamorphosis. And I have some other verses about sea stars and jellies, but I'm going to hold off on that so that we can get to a few more songs. Okay, so the next one that we are going to do is a brand new song. And I'm not going to say that. So one thing about names, I just mentioned the sea star, starfish, jellyfish. There's the common name, and then you have the scientific name. And the scientific name of humans, for instance, as you probably know, is Homo sapiens. Now, a lot of times people get worried and confused, and why do we use these weird names? But the reason that the scientific Latin name exists is because there's so many different kinds of common names. People have so many different common names depending on where they live. So this is a song about the largest salamander in the U.S. It's also the state amphibian of my home state of Pennsylvania. And that just happened a few years ago. All right, so this is a brand new song I'm going to try out today. For this one, if you'd like, so it's called Snot Otter, as you can see on the screen. So that's one of the names. If you Google Snot Otter, you'll be able to find the other most common name. And I'm not even going to say what it is for this song. But anytime I say Snot Otter, you can say Water Dog. So it'll sound like this. Snot Otter, Water Dog! Snot Otter, Water Dog! Just like that. Okay. This is one of my favorite animals on the planet. Snot Otter, Water Dog, hiding underneath a log. Snot Otter, Water Dog, brown puppy, devil dog, Allegheny alligator, but really a salamander, breathes through her skin. An unusual, fully aquatic, no time on the land, amphibian. So all these crazy names in the chorus, those are all names that people give them. Water dog, ground puppy, devil dog, even Allegheny alligator. Here's some more information about them. Biggest salamander in the United States. The longest one was 29 inches in length. Lives underneath fresh water all of her days. Needs rocks to hide under, so let's keep our creeks in place. There's more to this salamander than meets the eye. If they are there, then water quality must be high. So amphibians of all kinds are what we call bioindicator, which means if they are there, the water is high quality and clean. Here we go. Snot Otter, Water Dog, hiding underneath a log. Snot Otter, Water Dog, ground puppy, devil dog, Allegheny alligator, but really a salamander, breathes through her skin. An unusual, fully aquatic, no time on the land, amphibian. Okay, so here's the scientific name of this creature. Listen close as I say the species and genus: Cryptobranchus allegheniensis. Crypto, that's hidden, and branchus, that's gills. From New York to Georgia, high up in the hills. They have no gills, breathe through folds in their skin, and they are found in the Allegheny Mountains. So their scientific name, Allegheniensis, refers to the Allegheny Mountains. It was found in Virginia in 1806, but as I mentioned, the state amphibian of Pennsylvania. North Carolina's is the Pine Barrens tree frog and the marbled salamander. Okay, and speaking of salamanders, I'm going to go with our last tune here. This was the song that got it all started back in 2004. And I'm going to bring Rachel on again if she would be so inclined. I think she was into this. So she's going to help us do the dance moves for silly salamanders. So amphibians include frogs. They go from tadpole, they have a tail, and then sometimes that tail, if it's a frog, disappears and it turns into a hoppy frog. And sometimes that tail stays and it will be a salamander. And salamanders have very smooth skin, and we'll talk a little bit about them here. Sorry, I'm going to move over a little bit so Rachel can be seen too. And there we go. I think that'll work. And let me bring this screen down just a bit. There we go. Okay, so just watch Rachel right there. No, right there. It's so confusing with the non-mirror. There she is. So it's like this. Silly salamander with your smooth, smooth skin. Silly salamander with your smooth, smooth skin. That's how some of you do your breathing. That's how some of you do your breathing. Silly salamander, only 4 front toes. Silly salamander, only 4 front toes. If it loses one, she just grows and grows. If she loses one, it just grows and grows. Oops, and I just covered up Rachel, but there she is. Okay, so here we go with Silly Salamander. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to Dare County Arts Council again for hosting us. Hello to my bandmates out there, Rick, Brian, Andrew, and Maddie. I miss you dearly. Rick made all these fun shirts too. Aren't they cool with the... All right, so here we go with Silly Salamander. It'll be in the key of C. Silly salamander with your smooth, smooth skin. That's how some of you do your breathing. Silly salamander, only 4 front toes. She loses one, it just grows and grows. Check out the slender, great pretender. Looks like a snake, but that's a mistake. Please, I beg, look at the 4 tiny legs as she forages at night for worms to bite. Silly salamander with your smooth, smooth skin. That's how some of you do your breathing. Silly salamander, only 4 front toes. If she loses one, it just grows and grows. Okay, the next one is about the newt. Eastern newt has skin that's rough. Seeing them is not too tough. They move real slow, strike a warning pose. If you ate just one, you decompose. So they're poisonous, which means if you eat them, they'll make you sick. Don't eat a newt. But if they bite you, they won't hurt you. They're not venomous. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Silly salamander with your smooth, smooth skin. That's how some of you do your breathing. Silly salamander, only 4 front toes. If she loses one, it just grows and grows. Okay. The snot otter water dog is the biggest salamander in the United States. 29 inches long. The longest one ever, usually 12 to 15. But this is the biggest land salamander. So amphibian means double life. They come from water and then usually make their way onto the land. Tiger salamander, take a gander, because there is not one that is grander. This amphibian is almost 1 foot long and eats invertebrates all day long. Silly salamander with your smooth, smooth skin. That's how some of you do your breathing. Silly salamander, only 4 front toes. If she loses one, just grows and grows again. Silly salamander, smooth, smooth skin. That's how some of you do your breathing. Silly salamander, only 4 front toes. If she loses one, it just grows and grows. Ensatina salamandra la más fina. Si tiene miedo va debajo a una piedra. Si te gustan bosques mojados, pueden vivir por 15 años. So the Ensatina lives in the forest under rocks. If she gets scared, she goes there and finds a hiding place, and she lives for 15 años. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 15, but we're just gonna count to 4. Silly salamander with your smooth, smooth skin. That's how some of you do your breathing. Silly salamander, only 4 front toes. If she loses one, it just grows and grows. Silly salamander, smooth, smooth skin. That's how some of you do your breathing. Silly salamander, only 4 front toes. If she loses one, it just grows and grows. All right, well, thank you all so much for hanging out. We went about 10 minutes over today, but it was very fun, and looks like Timothy's heading out too. And thank you again to Dare County Arts Council, and thank you for boogieing. Maybe you did boogie in your backyard, but now I encourage you to get off the Facebook and go outside and maybe find a frog. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day.